You hear it all the time, right? AI is going to change everything. But what if I told you that some of the most powerful AI systems out there are a total mystery, even to the people who built them? We call them black boxes. And figuring out how to control a technology we can't fully see inside, well, that's one of the biggest challenges we're facing right now. So let's talk about how we can start taming that black box.
And this question, this right here, gets to the absolute heart of the matter. Imagine an AI approves your loan, or advises a doctor, or even drives your car, but you can't ask it why. That's the black box problem in a nutshell. And if you can't understand the why behind a decision, how on earth can you trust it? This is exactly where the need for rules and a little bit of governance comes into play.
You know, the stakes here are just massive. This isn't some sci-fi movie anymore. AI is already woven into the fabric of our world. We're talking healthcare, finance, the very cars on our roads. Which means that managing the risks isn't just a theoretical exercise. It's an urgent, real-world necessity.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to really dig into this whole black box problem. Then we'll explore a framework designed to build trust. After that, we'll look at the new global rulebook that's changing the game. And finally, we'll check out the technical toolkit engineers are using to make AI safer for all of us.
So what is actually going on inside that black box? Well, a huge part of the problem starts with the very thing that powers these models, data. And more specifically, the serious danger of undocumented data. In the race to build bigger and more powerful AI, developers have basically hoovered up unbelievable amounts of data from every corner of the internet. The problem? A lot of it is just a chaotic mess. Seriously, think of it like trying to cook a gourmet meal, but all your ingredients are in unlabeled cans. You have no clue what's inside, where it came from, or if it's even safe to use. And this kicks off a whole chain reaction of problems.
And listen, these aren't just hypotheticals. This whole issue of poor data provenance, which is really just a fancy way of saying we have no idea where this stuff came from, it's led to some very real, very ugly consequences. We're talking massive copyright lawsuits, AI systems that just amplify the worst human biases, and dangerous leaks of our private information. In some truly horrifying cases, illegal and abusive material has been found lurking inside these training datasets. And the scariest part? Once that bad data is baked into the model, getting it out is almost impossible.
This quote from a team of researchers really nails it. The choices that developers make about data way at the beginning of the process, those choices have incredibly long-term and serious impacts down the road. It's not something you can just fix later.
So how do we even begin to fix this mess? Well, one of the most important efforts is coming from the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology. You've probably heard of them as NIST. They've put together a voluntary framework to help any organization, big or small, get a handle on AI risk. And this is the heart of their approach. The key thing to see here is that it's not a one-and-done checklist. It's a continuous loop. It all starts with govern, which is about creating a culture that actually takes risks seriously. And from there, it flows into this constant cycle of mapping out potential risks, measuring their impact, and then actively managing them.
Let's just quickly walk through that loop. Govern sets the stage. Map is all about looking around and identifying where the dangers might be hiding. Measure is where you get serious about analyzing and tracking them. And manage is where you roll up your sleeves and actually do something about it. But because it's a loop, the process never really stops. It's all about constantly learning and adapting as you go.
So what's the point of all this work? What's the end game? It's to build what NIST calls trustworthy AI. Now, this isn't just some feel-good buzzword. It's a very specific set of characteristics that a system needs to have to actually earn our trust.
So what does a trustworthy AI even look like? Well, it boils down to these key things. It has to actually work correctly and not break. That's reliability and security. It has to be open about what it's doing. That means being transparent and explainable. And crucially, it has to be ethical, protecting our privacy and actively working to manage harmful bias. This list gives everyone a clear target to shoot for.
Okay, so the NIST framework is a fantastic guide, a great playbook, but it's voluntary. So what happens when guidelines just aren't enough? For that, we turn to the European Union, which has decided to create some hard and fast rules. The EU AI Act is the first major law of its kind, and believe me, its impact is going to be felt all over the world.
This is the crucial part you have to understand. It doesn't matter if your company is in Silicon Valley or Shanghai. If your AI system is being used in the EU, you have to play by their rules. It's kind of like what we saw with GDPR for data privacy. It basically makes the AI Act a global standard, whether other countries like it or not. And trust me when I say this, the EU is not messing around when it comes to enforcement. The penalties for breaking these rules are designed to make even the biggest tech giants pay attention. For the most serious violations, we're talking fines that can go up to 35 million euros.
Or 7% of a company's global annual revenue, whichever number is higher. For a company like Google or Amazon, that could mean billions of dollars. Yeah, these numbers are designed to get everyone's attention, and they absolutely have.
The whole act is built on a risk-based ladder. At the very top, you have unacceptable risk. These are things like government social scoring systems, and they're just flat-out banned. Done. Below that is high risk, which covers AI in critical areas like medicine or hiring. Those systems will face incredibly strict rules. Then you've got limited risk systems, which basically just need to be transparent, and finally minimal risk stuff, which is pretty much unrestricted. It's a really smart approach that focuses the regulatory firepower where it's needed most.
So we have a framework for culture and a rulebook with teeth. But what can developers actually do, on a technical level to build safer AI? That brings us to our last section, the practical tools in the toolkit.
First up, we have something called explainable AI, or XAI. This entire field is all about prying open that black box. So instead of an AI just spitting out loan denied, an XAI system might say loan denied because of a high debt-to-income ratio and a short credit history. See? It's all about forcing the AI to show its work, to get from just the what to the why. Next, there's the human-in-the-loop approach. This isn't about replacing the AI. It's about making sure a human has the final say. Think about a radiologist using an AI to scan for tumors. The AI can check thousands of images in a minute, highlighting anything suspicious. But it's the human doctor who looks at the AI suggestions and makes the final call. It's the best of both worlds, machine speed and human judgment.
And finally, we have AI red teaming. Okay, this is basically like hiring ethical hackers for AI. A specialized team's entire job is to try and break the AI, but they're not trying to hack the code, they're trying to mess with its mind. They'll ask it bizarre questions, feed it strange prompts, and just try everything they can to make it go off the rails. The goal is to find the weak spots before the bad guys do. And the key difference here is the focus. See, traditional security is about protecting the box, the servers, the networks. AI red teaming is about understanding the ghost in the machine, the model's weird, unpredictable behavior. And that's why you need more than just security engineers. You need machine learning experts, social scientists, even ethicists, who can anticipate all the strange ways we humans might try to misuse it.
So when you put all these pieces together, you've got the NIST framework, building the right culture, the EU AI Act providing the hard rules of the road, and technical tools like XAI and red teaming on the front lines, a pretty clear picture starts to emerge. We aren't just crossing our fingers and hoping for the best. We are actively building a powerful toolkit to steer AI in a safer, more responsible direction.
So the tools are here, the frameworks are here, and they're getting better every single day. But that leaves us with one last really important question. The pace of AI development is just breathtakingly fast. So the real challenge isn't just about coming up with the rules. It's about implementing them fast enough. Can we build the guardrails of trust faster than we're building the technology itself? That's the race we're all in right now.